So this was a given. This was being announced because we heard about it the moment the casting happened. But Echo is officially happening.
Yeah, we've only known about this for a year and a half at this point, really.
Yeah. Uh, let's just be real about this one. This is the Daredevil and Kingpin show. I mean, it's
I mean, possibly.
it, if they're gonna pull a this isn't the same Echo from the comics like Miss Marvel, it's like okay, so because in the comics she is raised by Wilson Fisk
Yeah.
after he takes out her family and she doesn't know he was responsible, so he like molds her into this like just brutal machine that's out to get revenge and everything. Then she learns and she meets Matt Murdock. He's like, look, I know about anger and revenge. I can help you focus this. And then he teaches her and they take on Wilson Fisk. All these pieces in recent leaks are all kind of you know.
I say this all sounds like it decides if the Netflix stuff is canon or not.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Kingpin wasn't really Kingpin at the start of that show. We saw him evolve into it.
Yep.
So doing the whole thing with Echo, like, you can't really do that with that version, but I'll just have to wait and see.
They can backstep and retcon their way into it and just be like, but you didn't know. It happened. Trust us. Trust us. Kind of like the Eternals existing there the entire time. Like, well, we just agreed. The Star Trek Prime directive, it said we can't interfere, so just sit back and watch everybody die. It's like, all right, I'll buy your excuse. It makes sense. So
I mean, that's from the comics. You can't moan about that one.
And it works. So it's like, if Kingpin was like, I had a plan that I waited till now to execute, I'd be like, sure, sir. You stare at that blank piece of painting again.
Oh, here's how you do it, right? I forgot about this. This would be a smart little clever way. When did Daredevil season 3 take place? What year did that come out?
Like what, 2018? 2017, 18?
So it's before Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
There's a 5-year gap. How old's Echo in the MCU?
Oh, she looks to be like what, maybe 18?
I can't remember how old the actress is. Let me just look this up.
I don't think that even matters.
Because you could really fandangle this and use that time gap as like, yeah, Fisk survived. He got out of prison in in that 5 years. He picked her up as a kid.
I'm telling you, what they need to do is say that during that 5-year gap, he ran for mayor to try to, because he was like, look, I fought for New York from the ground up, and I did it. I became mayor. Like, I would have loved that.
Yeah. Right, she's 24, so you could.
Oh, you could skew that.
Maybe not as a kid,
but
you could have a massive influence on her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Season 3 came out 2018.
Okay, so yeah, so
you could say if that took place in 2018 or not, you could say it took place in 2016. Like you could make that like a 9-10 year ago thing for that series.
Yeah, they could definitely put it in there and pull it off here. So a lot of excitement in regards to how this could all shape up, and a lot of it's because people can pretty much connect the dots at this point. So we're gonna see what happens next. Hopefully more from Disney on whatever day, because they're apparently announcing stuff all over the place now. So maybe let's talk about Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah, all the crybabies finally got what they wanted. They wanted to see Uncle Ben get shot and say those words again.
Well, that's the thing. The whole freshman year bit is like, does that mean he's already started being Spider-Man?
So, yes, from the synopsis, it's canon to the MCU. It's Peter's early days of being Spider-Man.
Really?
Here's what it says, and I quote, officially released by Disney after the announcement. The animated series follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU, with a journey unlike anything we've seen and a style to celebrate the character's early comic book roots. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with that. Yeah. Giving him like an actual, not a proper origin, but like that little, because now it's a limited series because you can only do like 6 months worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really go that far and that hard into it. So I quite like that. I'm actually excited.
From what the synopsis said, it looks like they're trying to go for an animated style. Similar to the Ditko's.
No, I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that.
I'm excited by this, honestly. It's certainly going to be interesting because we can see that this is Disney doing the skating around Sony, going, "Hey, hey, I see you, and you see us. You see what we're doing, and if you're gonna do this to us with Venom and your Morbius must be shoved in here, we're gonna do it back at you by making this part of the MCU."
Yeah,
So
we can do it.
this to me just says that
Yeah.
they're obviously working closer together.
Yeah, so we can do animated series too.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's just I don't want to. To me personally, I just don't want to see the origin again. I mean, it's cool that it's happening. I don't want to
I
see.
say they
it again.
don't have to necessarily show you, or at least go into detail about, Uncle Ben got shot or whatever.
You damn
happens
well
to
know
be this.
Uncle Ben is getting gunned down. That is not.
I mean, more than likely, but you don't have to make that a focus of like an entire episode. You can go like, hey, here's episode 1. This is the first 5 minutes. Let's move on with everything now.
Right.
Like, get into the interesting stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how this goes because again, it's before he's joined, the MCU. So it's going to be the proto suit and all that. That's kind of cool, right? Like Yeah,
I like that.
That's a real good angle to take on this because again, it's going to fill in that gap, and I think this will pull in a certain amount of interest from people that will want to see more of Spider-Man's origin. Again, a lot of people don't want to, but the crybabies on the internet want that. Like,
No, they'll still cry because they didn't do it correctly.
Yeah, but who cares about them? Disney clearly don't. That's why it's animated.
Yeah, I wonder who quote unquote his first villain is gonna be.
Oh, it's got to be some loser nobody's heard of, right?
Probably.
Yeah, but who would you make it? It can't be anyone big.
No, it definitely's got to be somebody so small that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I guess.
Huh.
Honestly, I don't know who you would make it. You have to definitely go so small scale that he can barely get on the radar of anybody, which means you got to limit it down to, oh man, it's probably going to be Screwball.
I was thinking, make it the Prowler. Make it Aaron Davis.
Oh, they could.
I know they met in Homecoming, but you could make it Aaron Davis.
They could probably even get the same. Yeah, they could definitely get him back.
Yeah, get I can't remember what he's called. Who's the guy? Donald Glover.
They could get him back.
Either that, or I could see them using the Kangaroo. He's a very.
If they really ran out of villains that quickly, yeah.
Tristan, the dead silence we just gave you should be an indicator of what we think.
Hey, it's a Spider-Man villain. Maybe like Zeke tier, but hey, you want it obscure.
I'm gonna be real honest with you here, Tristan. I thought Kangaroo, and I was like, I'm not saying that.
I'm
there's no way in hell I'm
this.
saying Kangaroo.
Hey, he has like the kangaroo. Was it Armadillo Man?
Oh,
I was like,
Lord.
Kangaroo, Boomerang. Like, who'd you use?
Oh, Boomerang would be good, honestly. I would like that. Oh, that's actually good.
Or you can even like set up people. Like, what's who was that? The doctor that used all the sound waves. And he has like the black suit with like the rings. Like all on it. I can't think what his name is. He's like an anti-hero sort of a thing. Can't think of his name. Or even Yuri, you can set her up. Something like that.
Yeah. Honestly, like, no, I think there's a lot of possibilities here. It's gonna be kind of cool to see a different style of Spider-Man show where every week he's not fighting a famous villain, which makes me think this is gonna be more of a long-form story and structured way better than just toss this in because sell constant toys on every episode. It's
They just have 6 months to tell it all.
perfect.
Or a 6 month, not 6 months to tell it all, but a 6 month window to tell everything.
Yeah. Because once he gets to Homecoming, that's it. So it's like you're limited on time here. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited. I think we'll remain optimistic. We'll obviously talk more about it, and when the time comes,
I'm more excited now that I know.
Same. Yep.
It's actually worth watching. I would have watched it
I get what you're
regardless
saying.
anyway. But like, it's actually it's connected to stuff.
Yeah, because it's like if the announcement's like, oh, if it's just its own standalone thing, you're kind of like, oh, okay, well.
No, I saw Taco King said the answer, and I looked it up. Yeah, it's Clash.
So is it Clash?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
Yeah, it's Clash. Yeah.
He's
Clayton
from
Cole,
that.
that's the